Hey everyone, welcome back to Beer and Money. My name is Alex Collins. I'm hosting Beer and Money by myself today. I want to give you a little bit of background on myself, give you an idea as to who I am, where I came from, why I do the things that I do. I'm incredibly lucky in that I'm one of the few people that knew what they wanted to do coming out of college. But even before that, I had a really strong foundation growing up, understanding where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. Effectively, what I did was I took what my dad does for a living, what my mom does for a living, and combined it with a piece of myself. My father is an urban planner. Effectively, think of the game SimCity. That's what he did. My mom's a teacher. She was an elementary school teacher. And so she was incredibly good at communicating and teaching new concepts to young kids. I took that and combined it with my natural ability with math and specifically with money. From a young age, there was an interesting phenomenon that I found occurred, and that was whenever you put a dollar sign in front of the math, it started to make it really hard for everybody else. And I never understood this. To this day, I don't understand why people are really smart with math and really bad with money, because it's kind of the same thing. At least in my opinion, it is. So I was the only kid running around on the elementary school playground saying, I want to be a CPA. I learned what a CPA is and does, and that is not me. While I'm good with rules and making sure that we're taking a look at everything from a tax standpoint, I'm also not a tax advisor. I don't want to be. I want to help people with efficiency. I want to help people plan. I want to help people look forward and be able to understand what is the best, most efficient way to go ahead and accomplish the goals that they have. So after I graduated college, I went to the University of Washington, majored in business, concentrated in finance. I knew that I wanted to go into the finance industry. And I joined a financial firm, Pacific Capital, right out of college. And the first few years were just a slog. It was a struggle to go ahead and get my business up off the ground. I'm very thankful to the folks at Pacific Capital for believing in me, for continuing with me. There were definitely times when I didn't think I was going to make it. And the one thing that kept me going more than anything else was just the fact that people had put their faith in me as their financial advisor. And I never wanted to make that phone call saying that I was no longer going to be in the industry. About 10 years into my journey with Pacific Capital, I decided to start looking around and joined a different firm. And the impetus for this change was, making sure that I was in the right spot. Just understanding what I was doing, and there were some things that caused me to take a look and look around. But what I found a firm that took the two sides of the industry, the investment side of the industry and the insurance side of the industry, and for the first time in my career, really did a good job of helping me understand how these two things fit together. First Term Pacific Capital tried really hard to go ahead and help me understand it, and they got a good portion of it right. I'm an analytic at heart, and not everything fell into place. It didn't add up. It didn't line up. I had questions that weren't being answered. And when we started taking a look at cash flow as the foundation, the thing where the investment side of the industry is built upon cash flow with the idea that cash flow will be what we create from our investments in the future. And insurance is what protects cash flow. It's what allows us to put more dollars onto our balance sheet and allows it to continue regardless of what winds up happening to us. That's where the light bulb clicked on, if you will. And now I understood how these two things played together. And the goal is to go ahead and make sure that we have a big enough layer of protection that anything that is a reasonable expectation we're protecting against, so that we're able to go ahead and continue putting money onto our balance sheet and we don't wind up in a negative. So that gives us a little bit of an idea and a feel for why I made the change. Almost immediately when I made the change, the structure of the new firm was to put me with different advisors to go ahead and try and create partnerships. And this is where Ryan Burklow and I first met. I'm a huge baseball fan. He is too. And we really bonded over our love of baseball, and, gave us something to talk about. We both love the same team. We grew up in the same era. So Ken Griffey Jr. is one of our favorite players. And we really had a great conversation, and it got us talking more and more and more. And now I'd already tried to create a couple different partnerships, and some of them were good partnerships. I'm super thankful for the people that I worked with over at Pacific Capital. But it never truly clicked, and it never got to the point where we were truly partners. And part of that was the structure, and part of it was the people. When Ryan and I became business partners, we really, clicked and just took off from there. To a large extent, it's because while we think in general mostly the same, we're very different people. And so I'm the analytic, and Ryan is really good at clearly communicating ideas and concepts and getting folks to take action. And the longer that we've worked together, the more that we have allowed my skill set to come to shine and his skill set to come to shine for clients, and work together in tandem. Now, some of my clients have never met Ryan. Some of Ryan's clients have never met me. But you're getting both of us when you're working with Quantified Financial Partners. So we're looking at this very much as the two of us have a multiplicative effect, or an exponential effect on our clients, as opposed to just an additive effect. But that gives you a little bit of a feel for who we are and what we're trying to do. I've now been in the industry for 25 years. I've gotten some accolades. I've gotten some designations. But the same thing holds true. I'm in the industry to help people. I want to see that light bulb come on when people realize that they're going to be able to realize their dreams, whether it's buying their first home, sending their kid to college, being able to retire when and how they want to, having something truly terrible happen in their life and understand that from a financial standpoint, they're going to be okay. There's one example that I can think of off the top of my head where we were working with a client. The client got to retirement, and 6 months later, the client passed away. And his wife and daughter came into the office about a week and a half later. I'd gone and visited him in the hospital. We'd gone to the funeral. And when they came in, they were crying. They were tearful. They were afraid. We wound up spending about 2 hours together that day, going through all of the details. And by the end of it, they were still crying. But I could see them smile just a little bit, because they knew that we had done planning in such a manner that they would be able to continue enjoying the lifestyle that they had. They didn't have to sell the house. They didn't have to worry about money. And while it's super sad that the husband passed away, it didn't have to become an even bigger tragedy of the wife and the daughter changing lifestyle based on the tragedy of the husband losing his life. They're still clients to this day. I look forward to talking with them every year. And at this point, I'm encouraging them to spend more money and enjoy what they're doing as much as possible. So that is what really hits home to me, is making sure that we are helping people celebrate and enjoy their dreams as much as possible. Now, their dream was never to enjoy retirement without the husband. But the fact that he wasn't able to make it didn't mean that we destroyed the rest of the dreams for the family. So that's why I get out of bed every day. That's what lights me up, is making sure that we're able to go ahead and do amazing work and see plans through to fruition, whatever comes our way. So I hope you check us out at beerandmoney.net. I hope that this was valuable. And like always, cheers.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and is not to be construed as tax, legal, or investment advice. Although the information has been gathered from sources believed to be reliable, please note that individual situations can vary. Therefore, the information should be relied upon only when coordinated with individual professional advice. Guest speakers and their firms are not affiliated with or endorsed by Park Avenue Securities, Guardian, or Quantified Financial Partners, and opinions stated are their own. Guardian, its subsidiaries, agents, and employees do not provide tax, legal, or accounting advice. Consult your tax, legal, or accounting professional regarding your individual situation. All investments and investment strategies contain risk and may lose value. This material is intended for general public use. By providing this content, Park Avenue Securities, LLC is not undertaking to provide investment advice or a recommendation for any specific individual or situation, or to otherwise act in a fiduciary capacity. Please contact a financial representative for guidance and information that is specific to your individual situation. Ryan and Alex are registered representatives and financial advisors of Park Avenue Securities, LLC. OSJ 200 Market Street, Suite 1850, Portland, Oregon 97201. Phone number 503-221-1226. Securities products and advisory services offered through Park Avenue Securities, member FINRA, SIPC. Financial representatives of the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America, Guardian, New York, New York. Park Avenue Securities is a wholly owned subsidiary of Guardian. Quantified Financial Partners is not an affiliate or subsidiary of Park Avenue Securities or Guardian. Ryan Burklow, CA Insurance License Number 0K24924. Alexander Collins, CA Insurance License Number 0H24806.
7783968.1. Expiration date March 2027.